In the early parts of Wuchang Fallen Feathers, Red Mercury is a pretty scarce resource. Enemies don't give you a lot of it, and you don't need a lot of it to level up at first, but pretty quickly those leveling costs will add up. However, there's a really cool Red Mercury farming location in Chapter 3, Mount Zhenwu, and you can go there right after you complete Worship's Rise. That's right, you don't have to do Chapter 2 Cloudspire, you can just go straight there after Worship's Rise. Which, by the way, if you are here because you need to farm Red Mercury because you are stuck on Honglon, I have a video with a strategy and a build that is very good at defeating her. So far, everyone who has tried it has absolutely loved it. So if you're stuck on Honglon, follow that video, kill the boss, then come back here. And so first up, I'm going to talk about how to get to the farming spot. Second of all, I'm going to talk about the farming route. And then I'm going to end the video with an unedited clip of me going all the way from the Hillswatch Shrine to the farming location. And so starting from the Hillswatch Shrine, head left, go up the hill a little bit, then immediately turn right. If you were to continue up that hill, you would get to Cloudspire. But your goal here is to go right and then head through the cave, which will ultimately take you to Mount Zhenwu. After you exit the cave, you should be right by the Battlefield Shrine, the first shrine in Mount Zhenwu. Again, you're going to go left through the gap in the wall. And here you're going to have two options. You can head directly into the cave, or you can go around and kill the enemy. Personally, I opted to head directly into the cave because yes, it has a Despair aura. If Despair fully fills, it will insta-kill you. But if you wear armor with a pretty high amount of Despair resistance, you can easily run past and ignore it. I recommend either the Delicate set or the Palace Maid set. Both of those have very high Despair resist. And then from there, continue through the cave, continue through the next area until you go down a ladder where you will reach the refugee camp. Again, you have two options. The path goes left and right. I recommend going right first and then heading over the bridge and taking a right up the hill. This takes you to the refugee camp shrine. It's worth doing this just in case you die in the next part. Once you do, go back and head left down the ladder into the cave. In this next area, hug left and kill all the small enemies. This is to avoid fighting the big bird guy because oh boy does he hurt. He is super tanky, high damage. He's probably going to kill you a few times. He does give a lot of Red Mercury, by the way, but he's a huge pain and doesn't respawn, so I don't recommend trying to farm him. After you hug right for a bit, you will reach the end of a path where you'll find an enemy guarding a ladder, and across the way there is a Lotus Summoner who's going to fire spells at a distance. First up, kill the enemy and kill the thing that it summons. That's a relatively simple first step. Now you have two options, easy mode and harder mode. Easy mode is to kill the Lotus Summoner with spells. This is especially effective if you have a one-handed sword build. You can also use ranged weapon skills. You can also use throwables. The harder way is to let him fire one of his spells, and then right as the spell is about to hit you, hit A or whatever your interact keybind is and get onto the ladder, because as it turns out, there's this short little window as Wuchang is getting onto a ladder that she has iframes. It's kind of like opening doors makes you invulnerable in Dark Souls. Yeah, so get on the ladder, the spell will harmlessly slam into you, and then get down that ladder as fast as possible, because if the summoner gets to fire another spell, it will absolutely kill you. And with that, congratulations, you've reached the Avian Marsh and found the farming spot. Just kill the enemy and the dog, then head over to a shrine, offer your blood, and get ready to kill lots and lots of enemies. So the farming route here is pretty simple. There's going to be 3 enemies you kill. They give about 450 Red Mercury each. They're these corrupted humanoid things. They take 2 to 3 hits with the longsword build that I'm showcasing here. I found that it was a little bit inconvenient to use magic, as you often have to wait for Skyborn Might to regenerate, but with all the other melee weapons, it was more or less the same experience, plus minus a couple seconds per reset. After the 3 guys, there's going to be a big clam. The big clam is very damage resistant and kind of annoying. I recommend tempering your weapon so that you have an extra damage buff for this fight. Just beat up the clam, use a couple dodges in here, you kill it, you get about 2,700 Red Mercury, which is a really nice bump. Then, if you want, you can go to the right and kill the 2 smaller clams. If not, run all the way back to the shrine, reset, do it again, and congratulations, that is the farming route. You'll be able to farm dozens of levels in no time. As one small little thing to watch out for, look at the ground, especially on your way back. See if any of the enemies dropped items. It's really subtle, and the bluish effect, the tendrils surrounding the item, often blends into the water, so you can miss it entirely. I found the best thing to do is not worry about it when I'm fighting the enemies, just kill them as quickly as possible. Then, on my way back, double check for items. because the most common thing they're going to drop is a consumable that gives you more Red Mercury, i.e. lets you farm levels more easily. Now, so far, this is the best Red Mercury spot that I've found, at least before the later portions of the game. That said, if you found a really cool Red Mercury spot that you'd like to share with the community, please do comment it down below. And also, if there's anything that you're struggling with in terms of a game you're confused about, leave a comment, then get subscribed and ring the notification bell. That way, if I answer your question in a future video, you'll see it. And now with that said, as promised, here is the roughly 10 minutes of uninterrupted gameplay that it took me to get from the Hillswatch Shrine all the way to the Avian Marsh Shrine. And congratulations, you're there. And so that's the best Red Mercury farming spot that I've found, at least in the early and mid-game. Now, if you found the extra long walkthrough portion of the end to be helpful, please do let me know down in the comments. This was a little bit of an experiment on my part. Not sure if I'm going to keep doing it, but if there's a big positive reception for this kind of thing, I absolutely will. So if it helped you, please do let me know. And with that said, thank you very much for watching to the end. I'm glad you've enjoyed. Good luck on your journey, and I'll see you in the next one.